Hello, everyone. I'm sorry we're a few minutes late getting on here and everything. We've got, naturally lots and lots of stuff going on. The biggest thing that we've got going on, we just got through meeting with Clayton Birch, our superintendent of schools in the state, and we're working night and day with all the superintendents and all the counties across our great state and everything to be able to offer our parents a choice in regard to their kids going back to school and give us the opportunity to educate our children and get them back in school. And, for those that are that the parents elect to do just that, and I'm tickled to death, that all the support and everything that we've had from the teachers and service personnel, and we're going to make it as safe can possibly be in every way. And so with all that being said, we're still full steam ahead looking at September the 8th, but willing to pivot if we have to pivot and do whatever we got to do it safe and to do it right by our kids, our teachers, our service personnel, everybody there. And so there's lots of good news that are going on there and lots of excitement and everything, but we're going to keep watching all the numbers and watching everything that's going on and watching it really close and make the best decisions that we can possibly make. But today with you, a really, really special day. From my standpoint, here's how the whole thing came down. I'm in contact with different ones of you, and I'm getting feedback from particular ones of you that are saying, how important our fairs and festivals are. Well, you don't have to tell me that. I know that. And they're the fabric of our state. They're our identity in so many different ways. Now, first of all, it's easy. We know how important our fairs and our festivals are to our state. We got that. And then the next thing is, we know with this pandemic that we had to close our fairs and festivals, and for the most part, we had very, very few within our state this year. So the next thing that comes up is by not having those, just like a lot of our businesses are across our state and everything, we're on the verge of maybe losing a goodly percentage. It's even reported to me that we could lose as much as half of them. Well, at that point in time, what do? We go to work, because I can't let that happen. There's no way on this earth that I'm going to stand by, if there's any way that I possibly can, and let that happen. So what do? We go back and we look at the dollars that have been appropriated to go to the fairs and the festivals. And those dollars were $1,347,000 some odd dollars. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to match those dollars a second time in the same year. And so to some degree, even though we absolutely know that we're not covering all the losses that you have incurred, that you could have recouped from your fair or festival, we're doing something that may bridge you to be able to continue on, and that's exactly what I want to do. So in other words, in a lot of ways, you got a little bit of a windfall this year at a time when really and truly maybe things look really bleak. But absolutely, without any doubt, I, as your governor, have to thank you, because I'm a real believer in what you do. You see, I'm a real believer in the arts, and I am a real believer in our fairs and our festivals, because they're what I said before. They're the fabric of our being. That one time, and I'm going to pass to Randall Reid-Smith in just a second, who's doing an incredible job as the state curator and everything for the arts. But anyway, before I pass, I just want to say this, that Randall, right from the get-go, knows how close we came when we were going through all different ways of budget cuts and everything else, that it seemed like that the arts especially were just the low-hanging fruit. Oh, we can cut that out. But you see, I believe when you cut that out, you're cutting out our being. you're cutting out the purpose of us in so many ways. You're cutting out our history. You're cutting out our soul. And so to me, you know, it goes back to what I've said over and over and over. Any frog that's not proud of his own pond isn't much of a frog. And so when it really boils right down to it, I am tickled to death today to be passing out a whole lot of dollars and everything, $1,347,000 to our fairs and festivals, and a total of 329 of them. And in addition to that, I want to say just this. We're going to be, you know, the state fair has qualified for additional dollars. The State Fair of West Virginia is going to get $300,000. It's not any part of these dollars. These dollars are all separate from that. And the reason they're going to get that dollars is because of their COVID, arrangement or responsibilities that they have. So there's some connection to the COVID situation, the COVID-19 situation, plus the fact that our state fair does unbelievable stuff. I'm tickled to death to be able to do that as well. So we've got $1,347,000 that's going to our fairs and festivals. $300,000 is going to our state fair, but that's not all. That's not all. And I'll tell you about the end of it in just a few minutes, but there's another equivalent amount to this $1,300,000 and some odd thousand that's going to go out, and it's going to go out to our historical groups and everything, and I'll tell you more about it after I pass to Randall and we go through these great people, and I'll end up with that. But just like our Forest Festival, we're going to support our Forest Festival again. And so there's additional round of grants and everything that we're going to be talking about, and it's going to come out about next Tuesday for all those people that just fell through the cracks and maybe didn't fall in this criteria and everything. In addition to that, I think we've got like 12 fairs or festivals that are out there that did not fall into the ones that are funded by the legislature, but we want to support them as well, and we're going to do that also. So I'm going to pass to Randall Reid-Smith right now. I can never say enough for him. He's stuck on all the time. You know, what a great, great, great guy, and he does a tremendous job. And so I guess I'll pass on to, do I pass to you now,
yes,
Randall?
Sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Governor, thank you again for letting me be here with you. And I get the opportunity again to say to you, thank you. We have been 2 years and 2 months as the West Virginia Department of Arts, Culture, and History. And when they were looking back in 2018 about the restoration or the reorganization of the arts, you were adamant that we would have a Department of the Arts. And this is our third fiscal year where we have saved $2.6 million by making this reorganization. And because of that, National Endowment of the Arts, they continue to call you the rock star of the arts, because not only did you all reorganize, you gave us a 20% increase in funding for the arts. And because of that, we've had to increase every year because we get more federal money, and the entire arts community says thank you. But by creating this department, the National Council for the Arts, if you remember, they came here for their first meeting in 27 years outside of Washington, D.C. because of what was going on in West Virginia. And the nation looks at us, at what we're doing, and that's because of you. We appreciate you. It's not just the fine and musical arts at our building, or the literary arts at Library Commission, or the digital media arts at Public Broadcasting, or the true art of giving for volunteer services. We're here to celebrate your art of giving today by supporting our fairs and festivals, which truly show the pride of who our communities are, economic development that's so important. And we have a few people here today to talk about the value of cultural and heritage tourism through fairs and festivals, the economic impact, and they want to say thank you to you too. So thank you, Governor, and Jordan, I'll give it back to you.
All right, thank you, Randall, and thank you, Governor. First today, let's go to Kelly Collins with the West Virginia State Fair.
Thank you, and thank you, Governor, for allowing me to speak this afternoon. And on behalf of the West Virginia Association of Fairs and Festivals Board of Directors, and of course the State Fair of West Virginia Board of Directors and staff, from the bottom of our hearts, we say thank you. You've always been a champion for the tourism industry and for our state's events, and we're grateful for your support. You know, we know that our fairs and festivals are so important to the state of West Virginia. It's a multi-million-dollar economic boost to our state. But it's not just the events that benefit. It's our vendors, our artisans and small businesses that depend on that revenue. It's our hotels and motels and campgrounds that are sold out for days surrounding our events. It's our local nonprofits and civic organizations, youth groups, fire departments, volunteer fire departments. They depend on our events for fundraisers. And of course, it's the ag community. Agriculture is near and dear to my heart. And, we're happy here at the State Fair of West Virginia that we're proud to support the next generation of food producers and ag industry employees. But I wholeheartedly agree that perhaps most importantly, our fairs and festivals are a direct representation of our culture. We know that our best asset is our people. And you can see that in each small fair or festival across this state. 85% of our events are run by volunteers, and they're giving their time and their effort and their money to ensure that these events are successful and our traditions are passed down. It's been a difficult year for all, to say the least. But for organizations who depend on large gatherings for our business, this pandemic has completely wiped out our ability to host our events safely. And so it's an economic loss to the state that's well into the millions. So your support is truly going to keep our traditions alive and our events moving forward. So again, we thank you. And I know I speak on behalf of all the events in the state that we can't wait to see everyone in 2021.
Well, Kelly, every time I see you and everything, I think about, I had the opportunity to coach Kelly in high school, and she was a heck of a basketball player too. I know she's an incredible lady and everything. She's doing unbelievable work and everything. But what a wonderful, wonderful young lady that she was. Or she still is. But so. I think about the state fair and all that it gives and all that it touches, and the days that you have tens of thousands of people there and everything. And I don't know exactly what, but lots and lots and lots of folks that come from, especially from all over our state. And I think about just what you said about our culture, with our fairs and festivals throughout the land. It's, today's a happy day. We've been through enough struggles and everything. And I know we've got some big struggles ahead of us, but no, Kelly, I thank you so much for all you do. Really, really proud of you, and let's just keep on doing it.
All right, thank you, Kelly. Next, we'll go to Becky Sullivan, representing New River Gorge Bridge Day.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. First of all, thank you, Governor. I'm tickled that you're tickled to give us this money. Thank you for including the West Virginia Fairs and Festivals in the contingency fund plan. We so appreciate you allocating funds to Bridge Day along with the other events across the state. Bridge Day has an economic impact not only on Fayette County, but statewide. It is the state's largest one-day festival. It celebrates the bridge, which is our famous landmark. It's on the state quarter. The economic development and the widespread promotion we receive from the event is invaluable. It really puts us on the map as we celebrate the bridge, the river, and outdoor adventure, and also some extreme sports tied in there. Annually, we receive grant funding from the State Department Arts, Culture, and History Department, and that helps us to offset the cost of the event. This year, by you granting us the funding, it is going to help us with expenses we've already incurred and to help us plan for a better and safer event in 2021. The Bridge Day is a celebration of our famous West Virginia landmark, the New River Gorge Bridge, the National Park System of the New River Gorge, and our West Virginia artisans. Like Kelly said, our vendors, our extreme sport enthusiasts, the other activities that are tied in with Bridge Day. It's very much appreciated. Bridge Day is a celebration of our state's cultural tourism icon. And as I said, this funding will help us to secure the future of a 40-year-old event. And we so appreciate it. So again, thank you, Governor Justice, for graciously including Bridge Day in your funding plan for the West Virginia Fairs and Festivals.
No, thank you again. I've been to Bridge Day. I see all the activities that are going on there. I really thought a lot about those people that are jumping off that bridge, and there was a time in my life that I may have done that, but I needed a cargo chute. I needed like three canopies to come out to lower me down. But and I'm just teasing. Those people are unbelievable, and it's a great day, a great celebration, an incredible engineering feat that the bridge that was built there. And so congratulations in every way. We're tickled to death to be able to do a little bit to preserve and keep things going.
All right, thank you, Becky. Next, we'll go to Amber Miller Belcher, representing festivals in Logan, West Virginia.
Hello, everybody. And first of all, in addition to everything else the governor has to handle, education, everything that's going on in our state right now, thank you for taking the time to do this for all of us. You know what you mean to me and our town. So, we're honored to receive the support today for fairs and festivals, arts, culture, and our tourism family. That's so vital to our state. Everybody has an opinion on what we do, but we all know how much businesses and our economy, and not only that, but the people that work inside of our festivals, to kind of echo Kelly, just our vendors and everybody that relies on what we do throughout the state. Kelly and I have a famous saying that says, we do not make thousands, we generate thousands for our local economies. And that is so true. And, this has been a hard year on all of us, on our small businesses, people that stand behind us, our sponsors. The city of Logan is the only municipality in the state of West Virginia to have 4 sanctioned festivals by the West Virginia Association of Fairs and Festivals, and we are very proud of that. We were one of the only festivals to happen this year, the West Virginia Freedom Festival in the city of Logan, and we're very honored to have the allowance to be able to do that. It meant a lot to so many people that depend on that revenue, both in our town and our vendors. It was also a huge honor to have World War II Medal of Honor recipient Woody Williams to stand on stage with us to celebrate our freedoms that we're trying so hard to protect. We also have the Shawnee Island Festival that showcases our Guy and Dot River, the Hocus Pocus Festival that showcases our downtown and also our historic women's clubhouse that was the Chafin House. It's historical, and our Christmas Festival. I can't thank you enough for supporting those, and our beautiful historic Coalfield Jamboree, and our most popular loved Christmas event, Christmas in the Park, in Chief Logan State Park. A lot of people don't understand that all of our events are free to our public. So when sponsorship was a loss, and it's almost impossible for businesses to give because of the struggles they're facing right now due to the pandemic, this was such a blessing, Governor. And, the sole reason we were able to have our Freedom Festival was because of our Mayor, Serafina Noletti, who was the sole reason and the support. And I just want to say personally, thank you to Governor Justice and his entire staff. Thank you, Governor, so much for taking the time to spotlight something that's so dear to my heart and all of our hearts, and for for being the governor that just doesn't talk the talk, but walks the walk. You have kept alive a beautiful building in West Virginia, and there's a lot of history in that building, and people can say whatever they want, but it's an incredible place, and thank you for the Greenbrier. And I absolutely love the phrase, in a world full of hate and dark, be a light. And I feel like that is what we're all here for today on this call, on this conference with you, is because each of these people and the good that we represent in our state, we are the positive in a hard world right now. We are, all of us. So thank you to my fellow friends on this conference with me today. Thank you to a wonderful governor that I stand behind and beside. Thank you to Randall Reid-Smith and your entire staff for this today and for being the leader and the light in West Virginia. Thank you.
Amber, thank you, and let me congratulate you again, a new bride and everything, and just just all the great work that you do in Logan. And I know you guys are going through some tough stuff with this COVID situation that's going on, but you're stepping up to the plate, and we're going to get through all that and everything. And I know too that we probably had people that were just doing the things that they love in their life, when they maybe went to Myrtle Beach or wherever it may be, and maybe brought some things back and everything that made it pretty tough. And it's pretty tough right now, I know. But we're fighting through that, and we're going to get through that. But I want to just say one thing about Logan, West Virginia. a thriving community beyond belief, and then it got its guts just torn out of it when the coal industry collapsed. And Amber and all those that are playing that role could have done one of two things. They could have just slowly died, or they could have fought the battle. And that city and that town and that community is beginning, and it has already come back to life. It's come back to life because of the Ambers and all the people that are out there in the world that are fighting in that community to make that community a reality and make that community thrive and go forward, because it is a wonderful, wonderful place on this earth. And they were dealt a tough card, in the downcline of the coal industry. But anyway, Amber, thank you so much, and congratulations again.
All right, thank you, Amber. Next, we'll go to Deborah Hupp, representing the Strawberry Festival.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the West Virginia Strawberry Festival, we're held in the month of May, and we're in Buchanan. So we were one of the very first ones that was hit by canceling our events. And all of our local hotels and motels and surrounding areas, they were already fully booked. We were ready to go in full force for, our May event, and everything had to be postponed. We had groups scheduled from across the nation, matter of fact, even international, that were already booked and ready to come. But along with the groups, we also had families and friends that were scheduled to come in for the festival, for family reunions, vacations. A lot of people do those state vacations, which is highly recommended. And a lot of people don't understand that most of our fairs and festivals depend on donations and sponsorships. And once the pandemic hit, all of ours was totally canceled. We're all just barely hanging on, it seems like. But we are very thankful for the chance to thank the governor for understanding how important that the fairs and festivals are to the communities and to our state. And we definitely all bring in lots of tourism dollars. So we're blessed that we're able to do this. And my board of directors is nothing but full volunteers. No one gets paid for anything. And we've done this for years and years. But we'd like to thank the governor for his guidance that he's been giving us throughout the state too. So thank you very much for having us today.
No, thank you again, and thank you for all you're doing. It's just amazing, when you just think of what you just said about all the hotels and the motels and all the intricacies of all the things, how it intertwines together and develops into a multiplier effect of dollars that is generated within our economy and the things and the goodness of our fairs and festivals. So again, not only the culture and everything else, but the economic impact is huge. So thanks so much.
All right, thank you, Deborah. Next, we'll go to Tyler Tarango with the West Virginia Italian Heritage Festival in Clarksburg.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Governor. On behalf of the Board of Directors of the West Virginia Italian Heritage Festival, thank you very much for, remembering the fairs and festivals and supplying us with this much-needed funding during these difficult times. Also, Governor, I'd like to just say we recognize and we were excited that you were our honorary Italian Man of the Year back in, I believe, 2011. So, we recognized what great things you were doing for the state back then before you were even governor. But again, we thank you for recognizing the difficulties we face during these times. Kind of just going off of what Deborah said, again, yes, hotels and motels are definitely majorly affected by this. Right now, this is kind of what I consider our festival season, because our festival is always held on Labor Day weekend. And this is usually when you can start to see everything in north central West Virginia start to gear up and start showing signs that the Italian Heritage Festival is coming up. And it can be, from flyers being at hotels to even some of the larger national retailers. They even participate, the grocery stores, and you'll see displays at their stores that are not associated with our festival at all, but it just shows you how involved and what an impact the Italian festival has on this community. Also, our festival definitely has a huge impact on the culture and heritage in this community and through the state of West Virginia. A lot of West Virginians don't always have the opportunity to get to see some of the like Broadway entertainment or big city entertainment. And we take great pride in the fact that we've been able to provide free entertainment to our festival goers for all 41 years. And so, that's something that people look forward to and can come and just be on the streets of Clarksburg and get some really quality entertainment that they look forward to each Labor Day weekend. I do have some exciting news, though, in the midst of all of these, not so good news. That is, we are going to be having a virtual festival this Labor Day weekend. It will be on our festival Facebook page and our festival website, which is just wvihf.com. We're going to be doing a mixture of archive videos and live videos, or live performances at the Robinson Grand Theater, of course, using social distancing during those performances. So, of course, this grant money will help make that possible and help keep our festival surviving for another year. So thank you, Governor, and we appreciate all that you're doing for fairs and festivals.
Thanks so much. And I always think about, when you honored me with the Italian Man of the Year, honoree, and I oftentimes thought, well, how am I ever going to become an Italian honoree or Man of the Year and everything? I think about Mike Ross and how Mike was involved and all the different people that were there. It is an incredible event for the state of West Virginia, and so I'm really tickled to be able to help. And like I said, that was probably 5 years maybe before I even thought about the political run for governor. So it, it was a good little while ago, but anyway, thank you again. And I appreciate everything. And I congratulate you on, thinking about your virtual thing and thinking about all the great stuff that you've done over the years, and just look forward to next year back to normal.
All right, thank you again, Tyler. Next, we'll go to Buddy Turner with the Buckwheat Festival.
Hi, on behalf of the Preston County Buckwheat Festival and the Kingwood Volunteer Fire Department, we'd like to thank the governor for remembering us up here in the northern part of the state. Our theme this year for the festival was Preston County Proud, and being general chairman this year and working with the volunteers, like many of our festivals, we're an all-volunteer organization. I really was able to achieve a new level of pride in my county and its people. Our festival started in 1938. This was going to be our 79th festival. I would be remiss if I did not tell my friends and the governor's staff that our first King Buckwheat, Scott Miller, and our first Queen Series, Louise Shaw, ended up getting married. He later served on the Memphis Belle as a crewman. We have a lot of pride in our history. We have a lot of pride in our buckwheat and our cakes that we serve up here. We draw 100,000 visitors, over 100,000 visitors each year. We serve 10 to 15,000 meals, over 30,000 sausage patties. It's locally grown. Buckwheat saved the residents of Preston County back even before we were Preston County. This festival, it's like a tree. It permeates all of our communities and our families. It ties us together, and it's important to our community. It was a huge impact when we had to cancel it for our schools and our nonprofits and our kids and our young farmers, and they were growing their livestock. And it goes so many places that we never could even dream about or talk about in the couple of minutes we have today. But we're getting ready for next year's festival. I was actually meeting with next year's general chairman today, and we thank the governor for helping bridge this gap till next year, and we hope he can come up and see us sometime and have some of our great Preston County buckwheat cakes. So thank you all to everybody.
Listen, I'll take you up on coming up, because I think about a family, a family of Charlotte Lilly and Jack Lilly. And Jack Lilly died with me, in a terrible thing from the standpoint of he had a heart attack. We were grouse hunting and had a heart attack. And thank goodness I'd had all the CPR classes. It didn't maybe do a lot of good, but I wouldn't have known what to do if I hadn't. And so, but I think about their family. My best buddy, Jeff Lilly, just passed away. And there was 4 boys, and Charlotte Lilly used to always make buckwheat pancakes for them. And so absolutely, I commend you on all the great work you're doing. I want to come, and I've got to admit, I've hunted doves over buckwheat a lot of times too. So anyway, congratulations, and I'm glad to be able to help a little bit.
All right, thank you, buddy. Next, we'll go to Rod Haley with the Wheeling Festival of Lights.
Good afternoon, everyone. And good afternoon, Governor Justice and Randall. Thank you for allowing me the time to be on this afternoon. Governor, I would just like to start with thanking you more importantly than the fairs and festivals, but all of your continued support and guidance through this pandemic. It's been very, very helpful. We have several festivals, but the one that I'm speaking about today has been a 35-year history, the Festival of Lights. It runs from early November to early January. We have over 1 million guests that attend that. The economic impact to the Ohio County, the Northern Panhandle, for restaurants, hotels, gas stations, and everything is just, it's huge. With your continued support, this year and years past through the fairs and festivals, we're able to continue that fair. This year we will still be able to do it, but we'll need to use the funding to help make some modifications to make it possible. One thing we're very fortunate is, it's a perfect social distancing because the majority of the guests stay in their own vehicle and able to drive and see the lights. But Governor, thank you for all your continued support in the fairs and festivals and everything else you do for us every day.
Thanks again, and let me just say this, and I try to make notes as everybody's speaking, but just imagine at the Wheeling Festival of Lights, just imagine 1 million visitors, and what that economic impact is within our state, and all the joy and all the goodness that is centered around it. It just goes on and on and on. And whether it be our smallest fairs and festivals or our biggest, it is amazing how much this means to our state. So you're just making me feel better and better about about making the decision to do it, and I want to be on board anytime and all time I can to help.
All right, thank you, Rod. Governor, back to you.
We're back to me? Okay. Let me talk just 1 second about this again. I thank everybody that's been on the call. I thank Randall for all of his kind comments and everything. The last thing I want to say is just this. We have made these grants and everything today, but next Tuesday we're going to be announcing another round of grants, and they're going to be going to the Preservation West Virginia. There are 52 fairs that are going to receive $491,921. And then there's 11 arts that are arts line items, and they're going to be receiving $719,460. And so the long and the short of it is, we're trying to prop up as best we possibly can, what has happened to us within this terrible COVID, this terrible killer. I again remind everybody to wear your mask, do the social distancing, wash your hands, do all the things that you can do for the elderly. Take care of your neighbors. Absolutely, first and foremost, take care of yourself. We still got a long ways to go. We got to get through this. It's really important. You see my mask right here? That's almost the last bullet in the gun. We've got to absolutely wear a mask and everything, especially at church And I just, again, I can't never, ever thank you enough. You know, Amber's words about, you know, the fact, you know, that making few dollars, but yet creating thousands of dollars or whatever for the area and everything. That's what you do. That's what you do. And you are the fabric. You are absolutely hometown America. You're absolutely the fabric of what made this nation. And so if we can't step up and help you, then we're not much of a frog that's proud of our own pond. So anyway, God bless you. Thank you so much. Proud of you. Keep it up.